What's up? This is my Lancia Delta. It's a 1.6 liter diesel. I bought it 5 years ago when I loved driving it. It's got a very nice paint job, a Delta S badge and a twin style tailpipe. It also got some wide wheels, 18-inch, real rough look. I love it. It also looks generally sporty, just like his ancestor, the World Rally Championship winner. But maintaining it also costs a lot. And today I'm gonna show you how to diagnose if you need new brake discs. This will work on any car with common brake discs, so don't be shy, just try it out. My brake pads have an electronic wear indicator. They are end of life, so I'm waiting for the light to pop up, but then I'm wondering if it's necessary to change my brake discs. So today we're going to look a little bit deeper into my brake system. Yeah. For this job you need some general tools. I bought myself a toolbox consisting of 100 pieces. This one cost me 148.25 cents. A pair of gloves only cost 25 cents. What comes in handy is a torque wrench. Torque wrenches cost me 54.99 euros. And also a measuring tool to see the thickness of the brake discs. It cost me 15 euros. And 2 coins come in handy. You will see in the next minutes why. First, you need to get inside of the car. Welcome to the interior. You must start off pulling the handbrake and put the car in neutral. You can block the rear tires with a piece of wood, but this is not a big work, so I'm not going to do that. To lift up the car, you can use the scissor jack that comes with the car. You can also use jack stands, but because we're just doing a diagnosis, it's not worth the effort. You must search the side skirt for this arrow. Underneath the arrow you will find the lip where you can position your scissor jack. Be sure not to put it anywhere else because you can destroy the bottom side of the car. Now it's just a few easy steps, just opening the scissor jack for a small part and position it under the car where I mentioned a few seconds ago. Don't lift up the car yet. This looks real easy, but again, be sure to position it right for your own safety. First, we will need to break loose the lug nuts while the wheel is on the ground, so be sure the wheel is steady. On my car I need a socket 17. I'm also using an extension to prevent scratching my wheels. And so it's just breaking loose every bolt in a cross pattern. So this is, first one is the hardest. That's one. That's two. Number 3. And last but not least, number 4. With that done, you can start to lift up the car. Just high enough so the wheel is raised from the ground. As you can see here, it's slightly off the ground, but that's enough. Now it's just a matter of unbolting the lug nuts. Again in a cross pattern. It's also one of the easiest parts. As you can see, my lug nuts are a bit rusted. I will give them a good rub before putting my winter tires on. Next up is just getting the wheel off. As you can see, it's not that easy, and that's because the wheel is a bit rusted to the hub. Also something to do before putting my winter tires on. But eventually, here is my brake system. It uses one piston and it's inside ventilated brake discs. Putting the wheel under the car provides an extra security. A scissor jack is great for small work, short periods, but a scissor jack is also known for possibly folding, so never get underneath the car with only a scissor jack. But now we are returning back for what you guys are watching for, the brake system. As you can see, this is the brake caliper inside with the brake pads. but we want to check the brake discs, and this lip on top of the disc tells us how much wear there is. A new brake disc hasn't got any lip. As you can see, these are the dimensions of a brake disc. As mentioned, you need to watch out for the thickness, indicated by the letter C on the image. My new disc has a thickness of 26 mm and a minimum thickness of 24.2. When the thickness is reached, it's not safe anymore to use it. So we're going to measure at what thickness we are at this moment. Now we just take our measuring tool and put it around the disc, just trying to squeeze it together, but as you can see it indicates around 30 mm. That's quite far from the 26 of a new one. There's still a lot placed between the disc and the tool. This is where our coins come in handy to save the day. Just put one coin at the back of the disc and one in the front. There's also a lip at the back of the brake disc, so you always need 2 coins. They will make a good base for a good measurement. Now just squeeze them together and see what thickness it says. Be sure to have them tight just like that. And so as you can see, now we're measuring 29 millimeters. But we need to compensate for the thickness of the coins. So we need to measure them all together. Thickness of the coins is 4.20 millimeters. So a short summary. A new brake disc for my car has a thickness of 26 millimeters. The minimum thickness is 24.2 millimeters. We measured 29 millimeters, coins are 4.20, so our thickness results in 24.8, or we have 0.6 millimeter left, or otherwise said 1/3 of the disc is left. When changing out brake discs, you always need new brake pads. They need to wear together. But when you only change brake pads, it's not necessary to change the discs. But in my case, I will just change the pads and the discs all together when the indicator tells me. Now it's just a matter of reassembling, putting the wheel on the hub with special attention to aligning so the bolts can be inserted easily. The alignment is not that easy, so be sure it's good. Bolting in, always do it in a cross pattern to get an equal tightening. As you can see, the wheel grabs onto the hub when the bolts are tightened. Be sure to not over tighten. When all the bolts are inserted, it's time to lower the car. As mentioned, the rust on the lug nuts is not ideal, so be sure to rub them with a steel brush. Now be sure to tighten. As you can see, the wheel squeezes together to the hub perfectly. Now we're ready to lower the car. It's far enough to lower the car until the wheel is on the ground. Now we will have to take our torque wrench to tighten the lug nuts till the right torque. I'm using a 98 Newton meters. Again, the extension to prevent scratching. That's one. Number 2, 3, and finally, again in a cross pattern, number 4. Now we're almost back where we started, just removing the scissor jack from under the car, and we are ready to rock and roll. And now the final summary. Doing this diagnosis, it only costed me money. Unfortunately, it was €218.49, but I see it as an investment. While doing things myself, I will save this money and hopefully a lot more. Curious what savings I'll make? Just subscribe to my channel. If you're having trouble finding the right parts for your car, just send me a message and I'll try to help out. If you have some money saving tips, drop them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and share. In the meantime, I will wear my brakes some more. And I'll be posting a new video when changing them out, hopefully saving lots of money. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.